in order to get tax write-offs. But I'm going to assume everybody that's here is interested in being a travel agent, is serious about their business, and really, really wants to, move forward with their business. And one of the ways to do that is being prepared and by reviewing your schedule. So this next one, we're going to ask some questions. And that did not move my screen, so I apologize. There we go. And we're going to look at some different things that hopefully will advance us in our business. So when you're a new agent, whether you're full-time or part-time, it's important that you establish your business hours. It's easy to be like, well, I'm available because I'm a home-based business, and if someone calls me, I have to jump to help them. Well, ideally, you want to get back to your clients within 48 to 72 hours with a quote if that's what you're promising them. But reality happens. And if you're at home and decided to be a stay-at-home business owner, it's for a specific reason. It might be because you wanted to stay at home with your family. It might be because you're caretaking for someone that's sick. It might be you're just an entrepreneur at spirit and, like our founder, allergic to working for somebody else, right? So we can all laugh at that one. But it's important to establish business hours. People will call you at 9 o'clock at night and be like, I need a quote. And I'm like, hey, that's family time, right? My kids are gone to sleep, and now my kids are even out the house. But if you have small children, you don't want people calling you at 9 o'clock at night necessarily. Now, if you have an evening hour business, you might be welcome to that, where people know you work full time and your business hours at home are from, say, 7 o'clock to 10 p.m. to do quotes and consultations and to, answer any questions that people may have, and they're welcome to call you at that time. Again, these are your hours for your business. There is no wrong answer for what time that you're going to run your business. It's just important that you establish what those business hours are going to be, and that you publish them either on your website, on your business cards, on your Facebook posts. You want people to know when they can call you, when you're available to talk with them. Or either on your outgoing voicemail, you want to tell them, thank you for calling Save the World Travel and More. My business hours are Monday through Thursday from whatever time to whatever time. I am off and closed for business on Sundays. Really important. Let people know when you're closed. Also, I do now have to change my voicemail because I'm noticing I'm getting a lot of messenger business where people are requesting things via messenger. And I always refer them back to my website and ask them to fill out one of my client forms, which kind of tells me what it is they want to book or whatever they'd like me to review. I'm just really getting out of the habit of doing business in my messenger box. I think it's important to speak to people directly. One, they get to know you. You build a rapport with them. You can kind of hear the things that they like and they don't like. And then, of course, that's how you build a relationship. And relationships are how you increase your bookings and get repeat business. You want to build a relationship with your clients so that you can serve them. Number two, what is your daily focus? What task will you do on each day? Now, this sounds very foreign. We're going to do a table where everybody's going to get to look at it, and I'm going to upload this table onto the Sunrisers page. So if anybody is looking to create a schedule or to kind of get a feel of things that you might want to include in your daily schedule, it'll be available for you to upload. But when I say what's your daily focus, we have I'm in business Monday through Saturday. My focus on Monday is always going to be reaching out for my bookings. So I'm focused on bookings. My posts on my social media are going to focus and revolve around bookings. It's Motivational Monday, trying to do things and say things that are inspiring to people. So my social media will kind of go and flow with what I am focused on for the day. On Tuesdays, I'm focused on travel. So therefore, I am really focused on booking travel. I'm talking about trips that I have planned. I'm talking about locations that people might want to go to. My social media revolves around that. And that day, I do exclusively bookings and billing on Tuesdays. All I do is booking and billing. If someone calls and says they're interested in being a travel agent, of course, I'm going to speak to them. But my marketing focus is not on Craigslist ads or ads on social media that say, come and join me to be a travel agent because I'm focused on booking. I book on Tuesdays and I book on Thursdays. On Mondays and on Wednesdays, I focus on, excuse me, Mondays, I focus specifically on talking about travel. On Wednesdays, I really focus on Wishful Wednesdays, which is kind of like people who wish they had a different job, people who wish they could go on a vacation. That's what I focus on. My social media outlets, number 4, we ask, what social media outlets are you on? It's okay not to have multiple social media platforms because you want to be good at the ones that you actually are on. If you don't understand IG, Instagram, build up your presence on Instagram. You don't have to master it. You don't have to post 7 times a day. You want to kind of look and see what other people are posting. You want to make sure that you're kind of putting things out there that make sense. You want to copy the right cats. Did you know you can go on Sandals and get their posts and copy it and put it onto your own Instagram? Carnival has a Instagram. Almost every vendor we work with has a social media page on Instagram as well as Facebook. You can copy those posts and put them into your own social media platforms, whether it's Facebook or you can post it on your Instagram. If you use Pinterest, you can put it on Pinterest. If you do LinkedIn, you can put it on your LinkedIn. Whatever you do, it's available to you to copy from our vendors. Then we talk about how many bookings do you want to complete this month? And I say we're starting out as if we're doing a brand new month. So how many bookings do you want to complete this month? Do you have a goal of selling out your cruise? Do you have a goal of doing 4 bookings per week? What is your personal goal? If you're a part-timer, 2 bookings a week is great. If you are a full-time stay-at-home person, you might be, I want to get 3 bookings a day. That would come out to 5 business days at 3 times a day. That would give you 15 bookings by the end of the week. The goal is your goal. The number is your number. It's never too low. It's never too high because you know what your goals are. Number 5, some of you are bookers and builders. If you are a builder, how many business partners do you want to add to your team for that month? Are you trying to make another silver for yourself? Are you trying to just make sure you're consistent with your numbers and add 2 people? Whatever your goal is, make sure that's in front of you, and that's going to be shown on the table we're going to do next. What book are you reading this month for your your personal development? This is really important. We get so engrossed in work and we get so engrossed in all these trainings and so engrossed with trying to help people. Part of being a great anything is by professional and personal development. I had someone ask me, what was the last book that you read? And I stated the book, and they said, I haven't read a book in 4 years. I said, how does one get through life without reading a book in 4 years? Not a book of any kind. I was like, wow, I haven't done that since I first got out of college, and I just was on book overload. And I said, I'm not reading anything other than magazines because it's heavier than a magazine. It's too heavy for me to comprehend right now. But if you're growing a business and you're a business professional, we need to be sticking around and thinking about our personal development because it's important, right? It's very important, and we want to make sure that we are doing personal development. We always recommend when people start in the business, read Go Pro, celebrating the no. There's Think and Grow Rich, the Kawasaki books. There's all kind of books available that we recommend to people to do for personal development. Um, we watched a few years ago, we even encouraged movies. The founder had us go and see The Founder, which was the story of McDonald's and how it went from McDonald's being the McDonald's brothers to being a corporation, which was an absolutely phenomenal movie. It gave me a whole different mindset in terms of my business and how I function in my business, and to stop thinking about it as a small business, but thinking about how I can grow my business. Finally, we have, what vendor training are you going to complete this month? And so these are some of those questions we want to think about when we're doing scheduling. And I hope this isn't going too fast for anybody. I'm going to pull us out of this now because I have a secondary document that we are going to look at. And it's still in the same vein. I couldn't get my table to move into my spreadsheet. So we're going to look at it on a Word doc. So this is my schedule that I prepare every month. Again, it can change. I can make it what I want to do. I can take whatever I want to take off of it. You can do whatever you'd like to do, but this is just a good way for me to kind of keep organized. And I don't know if any of you know, but right now I'm doing some health care taking for my mom. So it seems like this is changing on a daily basis, depending upon whichever appointment we have to go to. But I always start out with a month. So this is my month of February, and you guys are going to watch me start to fill it in. And so on Mondays, I say Motivational Mondays. And if I spell it wrong, I'll have it corrected before we get over to the other thing. And I post it onto the Sunrisers page. I promise it will have all spelling corrected. Motivational Monday. That is my focus for the day. And I focus on, excuse me, say we're going to do building. It kind of gives me any ads that I posted over the weekend to make sure I get back to those people. Tuesdays, we have Travel Tuesday. And so clearly I am going to be focused on booking travel and travel billing, meaning if anybody has any payments that they must make with me, that's the day I'm going to take care of those. Wishful Wednesday. And what I focus on is, that luxury travel and building. People who are in jobs and don't want to necessarily be there. Thursday, we do Thankful Thursday. And with that, I focus on group trips. Trips. And that can be family reunions. Any pre-planned trips that we have, large group trips. This is rolling over to the second page, so I apologize for that. But that's just because it's filled in. Friday, Freedom Friday. And that is all about building. Talking about personal freedom, and ads are around that as well. And then Saturday is everything. Leave no money on the table. Okay. So with these days, I automatically just kind of like go down the list. So on Monday, my social media posts are going to be ads that talk about you should be a travel agent. Travel booking goes on that day, we're going to say not applicable. Excuse me, because I'm not focused on travel booking. My vendor training, whatever vendor training you decide you're going to do for the month, and I should have put that here. So let's just say I'm doing Marriott. And of course, it could be anything. Which days of the week am I going to focus on doing that studying? I'm going to say Monday, 1 hour. I'm going to say Wednesday, 1 hour. Ooh, what are you spelling, Pam? Friday, I can do an hour. And some trainings, if we think about them, they don't take this long, but the Marriott training is about 8 hours. So I'm going to say I'm going to do 2 hours here. Now, again, this is my goal for the month, right? So I should easily knock this out in a month if I'm doing this over the course of 4 weeks. Then we're going to look and go, okay, what motivational trainings or what evolution travel trainings are there on Monday? Of course, every day, you guys know, we have our Sunrisers call. 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's Monday through Friday. So we'll take this, we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste 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 it. Okay. Travel agent outreach. I am not so good in this area with my current travel agents because a lot of them have been with me from day one and they prefer not to be contacted. And that is a quote from some of them. They're like, I'll call you when I have some questions. So I generally do a beginning of the month outreach with them and kind of go, what are your goals for the month? And we kind of go over this together. And so I will put on here, let's see, goal call versus email. My newer agents, I'm all over. It's like, hey, what we doing? What are you working on today? How are you doing? Where are we going? It's a little bit more steady because they need a little bit more attention and I don't want them to get stuck anywhere. Then I go to my travel agent ad postings. I'm going to be posting travel agent ads today, so I'm going to say yes. I'm going to post them on Fridays. Again, that's a yes. Because on Saturdays, I set up interview times. All day, I have a block of time where I'm just available and I call them interviews, where we get together and I schedule times back to back to back so that we can kind of go through, and I'm talking about prospecting. Is this for you? What do you hope you can gain? What are we doing and how do I think this would fit into their life? And then we plan and move accordingly. And then following up with prospects would also be on these days. So Saturdays, Mondays. If anybody has any questions or if I'm talking too fast, please feel free to unmute your line. I do want to do questions at the end, but if you feel like there's a question of something that I'm not addressing while we're in it, I'm happy to address it with you. So my Tuesday social media post, because we're focusing on travel, right? We're going to do a specific travel ad. So I always try and do on Tuesdays. Let's see, pick a location. So we can say Morocco. And I just spelled that wrong. I believe I did. And my travel booking goes on that day, because that is a booking day. I want to book 2 trips. I have 0 hours on my travel training. I have the Sunriser call in the morning, and that evening I have our Raw Choices call at 6 p.m. Travel agent outreach to new agents only. The reminder call or reminder to let them know that we have Raw Choices at 6 o'clock and encourage them to get on that call for motivation and inspiration, etc. Then we have travel agent ad postings. It's not applicable on that day. Sorry, this is rolling to the second screen. And then prospect follow-up. If someone's left me a message, yes, and it would usually be email on a Tuesday just because I'm trying to stay focused on my travel things, but I don't want to ignore people. Wednesdays, Wishful Wednesday. My social media focus is always on sandals. I do Wedding Wednesdays, and that's wishful, right? Wedding Wednesdays. It's very fancy. It's very formal. I talk about destination weddings. I talk about honeymoons, and I talk about sandals property and those upper scale luxury travel type posts. And so that is what I post. And then I also kind of tend to post things about building where it's like, if you were here, it's great to be on a vacation, but when you go on vacation, you come back with receipts. When I go on vacation, I come back to checks. If you're interested in learning how to become a travel agent, please contact me. And that's my focus. So sandals, and you could be a travel agent, or you should be a travel agent. Okay, so those are my 2 ads. And Probably wouldn't do that because this table is not coming out like I like it to, but you guys are getting the gist of it. And of course, it'll be empty when you receive it so you can do what you'd like to do with it. My travel booking goals on that day, honestly, if I get one, I'm excited. Vendor training, I said I'm going to do 1 hour on Marriott. I have the Sunrisers call, right, which is awesome, 5:30 a.m. We also have Jose Lambert's call, and that is at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I encourage new agents that I know are booking to get on that call because I think that's important. So I send a text message to the new agents. Text to get on 3 p.m. call. Get that come out of there, girl. Okay, then our next one is travel agent ad postings, and I don't know why the answers are up in the top of there. It's kind of weird, but travel agent ad postings, that's a no on that day. And prospect follow-up, we have no, not really. But if someone, I guess I should say yes, if someone contacted me, I would follow up. But that's not one of those heavy days for posting ads. Okay, Thursday, Thankful Thursday, my group trips, my family reunions, large group trips that could be specific to sororities, fraternities. It could be specific to grad nights for students. It can be spring break trips, whatever it is that your focus is on. Here you want to talk about any pre-planned, meaning you've already got something on the books, group trips. And you want to blast it everywhere, post it everywhere. And the goal is I want to get 3 bookings off of that. Nothing I'm doing on my Marriott training. I have the Sunrisers call, travel agent outreach, none. You know, they know I'm available if they need me, but I'm not doing any outreach to contact them directly. And then travel agent postings, no. And prospect follow-up is always going to be, even though I put yes, always going to be yes. Then we have Friday, Freedom Friday, social media posts. You know, we do things like travel is life. Travel life. Live, love, travel. And make money with travel. Travel booking goals. I don't really have booking goals on Fridays. How did I get an O and a 0? Marriott training is 1 hour. We have our Sunrisers call, travel agent outreach. I email or text. Oops, text. Reminder for Saturday Raw Squad call. And here I forgot to write that. 7:30 a.m. Raw Squad call. So I remind them that tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, they need to get on the Raw call. Travel agent post. Yeah, I am posting here. Yes, I want to post on Facebook, Instagram, and Craigslist. And I always let them know that I have slots available to do interviews because the following day I'm going to be doing interviews. And prospect follow up, of course, yes. And then we have Saturdays is everything. I leave no money on the table. So I'm following up with anybody who I've sent quotes to. So I'm trying to get those bookings closed. I follow up with anybody who is interested in a group travel trip and get that closed. I follow up with anybody who owes money or has billing, because I do work full time, and just because I've been off this last month doesn't mean that I normally, shy fully away from my regular schedule. I contact people on Saturdays and I will just enter credit cards all morning and enter credit cards. If anybody has payment plans or whatever, I do that on Saturday mornings. Leave no money on the table. I also follow up with them and say, hey, we're getting close to your time for your trip. Have you booked a hotel or do we need to book a hotel? Are you renting a car? Has anything changed in your plans? I follow up and consult with my current clients to make sure that I have left no stone unturned, no money available for the cruise line to say, hey, they booked their excursions on the cruise line. No, I want them to book that with me because I'm going to get paid for that excursion, right? So that's what I do on my Saturdays is I make sure I'm reaching out to my current clients so that we can get going. And that's what I mean by no money on the table for Saturdays. Why am I just having all kind of issues with Morocco? It's not double R. Y'all help me, I got this wrong somewhere. It ain't liking me, but we'll figure it out. I'll have it all cleared up when you guys come in. So this is what my schedule looks like, and I try and stick to this for the entire month. Of course, things can change. You are at leisure to do whatever you need to do whenever you need to do it because it is your schedule. And so that's what my schedule looks like. And it's really important, as I said, scheduling matters. Hashtag scheduling matters. There are only 24 hours in the day. I like to dedicate at least 3 of those hours to my business because I do have a full-time job. And I'd like to say I saw Shanetta Reed, my little baby sis, had the most phenomenal live that she did today, talking about that shift in mind and being a full-time employee and not necessarily being satisfied with what you're currently doing, even though you started off gung-ho. And I really encourage you, like she said, you don't want to spend 8 hours a day working for somebody else and 0 hours working on your own business. We owe it to ourselves to make sure that we're doing things for ourselves so that we can advance our own business and our own purpose. And at this time, I will open it up to any questions that anyone may have. I'm happy to answer any questions. Feel free to unmute your lines. Nobody has anything to say to me tonight?
Hey, Pam.
Hey.
This is Sean.
Hey.
Hey, honey. I wanted to say that this is right on time because I had written down that I need to get back to planning out my day. So I really appreciate this training, and I can't wait to get the actual document.
I will put that in there tonight. I know people will probably look at it and go, what is that? But you fill in what you need to fill in on it.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And thanks for coming over. I know it's late in some locations, so I really appreciate you all being here. Did anybody else have any questions?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
This is Kiana. I'm a new agent.
Hey, Kiana, how are you?
I'm good. I came in a little bit late. Was this call recorded?
It is recorded, and I'm starting to build things into my YouTube channel, but I'm also trying to make sure people get online because I don't want to be talking to myself for 30 minutes to an hour. But yeah, I will post the link as well.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No problem. And welcome to Evolution.
Thank you.
Anyone else have questions, comments, other?
Hi, this is Raquel.
Pardon?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Hi,
I can hear you.
This is Raquel calling from Las Vegas.
Hi, Raquel.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I am new. I just signed up maybe 3 days ago.
Okay.
And what do I do if I have people already available, but I don't know what to do? I have people ready to book already.
Oh, you've done your training. I would say talk with your sponsor and say you're ready to do your first booking and you'd like a little reassurance.
Oh,
Or maybe we can kind of work it out. Have you used a client reference form? I don't know if they still have it. We used to have one in our travel cafe under forums where it just kind of gave you general questions to ask people about
oh,
booking.
okay. No, I didn't know that existed. So that's the travel form?
Yeah, it was, I think it said client referral form. If
Yeah.
you can type your email address in the chat here, what I
Mm-hmm.
can do is email you mine.
Okay.
Hey,
Wait a second.
Cece, I didn't know you were on here.
I am sending it to you right now.
Okay, awesome. Can
And
you
I
all
put
see
it,
this chat box I accidentally stuck over the middle of the
yeah.
screen?
Okay, let me know when you get that, okay?
Okay, I'm checking chat now. Yes, I have it.
Okay, great.
Putting it in my phone right now so I don't accidentally shut this off and lose it.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to ask?
I'm
You can't
sending
see
my
the
email
chat
over
screen.
to
I'm
you
going to
too.
move that in just a second. I'm just trying to type out Raquette's email address. And I see another one on here now.
Yep, I sent mine over too. I'm Kian, I'm new as well.
Okay. So I'm putting you both in here so I can send it out.
Thank you.
Thank
No
you so
worries.
much. This was a great call for me.
Well, good. I hope so. I kind of went back and started from back to basics. I know we have a lot of new agents in the company, and I felt like it was important to kind of like start from that point where people can get comfortable with booking, and then of course we can answer and deal with advanced questions as well. But you know, you got to have a good basic foundation in order to book and feel comfortable, and so we'll build you up to where you need to be to get to that advanced level.
Great. And one more question. What program did you have um your your schedule, or
It's
is
just
that
a
a
Word document.
Word? Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
just make a table and fill everything in on the table. But when I tried to move it over to my Google
Uh-huh.
screen as a Google Doc, it was doing even crazier. Than this ran into a second page. It just kind of did a gobbledygook with the table thing. So I did it
Okay.
separate from the slides.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, great. Thank you so much.
no problem. Well, again, I know that it's late. If anybody's on here and needs to hop off, by all means, I appreciate you being on here because, again, it is late and I'm acknowledging that it's late. Um, but I will go on, clear the inside of this document up. I will post these as soon as the video loads down as well with the form so you all can get it from the Sunrisers page.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem. I should ask, are all of you on Shiashan's team?
I am on Dwayne's team.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll put it in the Sunrisers page because I was gonna say if everybody was on Shiashan's page, I would just stick it in Team Extreme. But okay, I will go on and get this loaded up and ready for everybody this evening. And thank you all for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I'm gonna try and keep these to under 45 minutes because I do realize that it's late and people do need to head off and get ready for bed. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Yes.
All
Thank
right. Thanks
you.
everybody for coming and joining me.
Love
Have
you,
a
Thank
good
you.
Pam.
night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good luck.